Welcome to our YouTube channel. So today we want to give you another story, but today's story is actually going to be a teaching, right? I got lots of beautiful feedbacks from our first video, and thank you so much for that encouragement. We'll be giving you many other interesting stories. So today we want to learn about what the will of God does not cover in a marriage. Yes, there's something the will of God does not cover. Okay, it means that it is unavoidable whether or not is the will of God. Okay, so are you seeing our faces on this picture right now? We were both smiling, right? Good. I want to tell you the background of the smile. So listen carefully. So that morning, okay, I lodged in a hotel while my husband came from home. So I have done chief bridesmaid for other persons, right? So I was expecting that I was going to do the same thing they did. Early morning I'll be up to take pictures before we go to church, right? Okay. Was I wrong? No. Was it sinful? No. Okay, so my will of God husband now came. He came to pick us to the church. Yeah, he agreed he was going to take some shots, right? But he's so time conscious. The will of God does not change us. Number one. For those in SPR, this video is going to serve as our meeting for tonight. Our meeting for the 9th of February. So first of all, the will of God does not change the person. That is to say, it can affect the person, okay, in such a way that the person can compromise in a thing, yes, because he is or she is a child of God, but it does not change a person. That someone is the will of God for you does not automatically transforms the person to be what you want. Nah, it takes deliberate efforts on the side and on the path of that person to bring that to pass. So my will of God husband came and said we should be going to church. No, you see what? These pictures I have been inside my mind. I wanted to snap plenty pictures, right? Because I didn't want a large wedding. We didn't want a large wedding. So we told our photographer, after I've taken off pictures that morning and you've taken off some pictures in church, just go. We don't want too much. We don't want an elaborate wedding. We served refreshment in church for those that attended. So, I don't understand. When he was telling us to go to church, brother, will of God, I thought you would just connect with me in the spirit and know that we are not supposed to say this kind of thing. And this kind of thing is not supposed to be said. So, as a will of God sister too, we are both will of God. So, as a will of God sister, I tried to explain, but the man was so time conscious that marriage committee told him this time, we are getting late, let's get going and all. So I told him, but we need to snap already. Then I still went inside to get dressed because I knew that I was not planning to be a stubborn woman, right? I was not planning to fight my husband. Yes, you can still be the will of God and decide to be a tigress. You can be the will of God for your husband and still decide to be a devourer. You can be the will of God for your wife and still decide to be a tormentor. So, because I didn't want to be a stubborn wife, I was already getting dressed. I was trying to explain to him that, sir, do you understand that today is our wedding day? We were wedding, for heaven's sake. After small explanation, we shall manage to snap this one. And the others were the ones he was able to snap with his siblings, and they took him out to the front of the hotel, snapped him while I was trying to set up myself. And when he returned, we took few shots. As the story would have it, those were the pictures that we eventually had as our wedding pictures, because we did not get soft copies from the photographer. Now, this is part of the things that the will of God will not cover. That day, okay, we eventually went to church, not happy. Personally, I wasn't happy. I tried to obey, okay, but I wasn't happy. Now, in fact, when we entered church, I was eyeing him like, this man, Shebi, you have spoiled my mind. But all the same, the will of God does not cover for lack of understanding on anyone's path. If for heaven's sake, if for anything's sake, rather, I decided to be stubborn, and let's say I decided to be stubborn and I overreacted and I scattered everywhere and I delayed and caused issues, is it the will of God for us to get married? Yes. But is it the will of God to have troubles? No. So the will of God does not cover for certain things. If you have attitude issues, work on them. If you have cleanliness issues, work on them. If you do not understand, work on it. If you are not considerate, work on it. If you are not enduring, work on it, because the will of God is not going to cover for it. You're going to be marrying a human being, so a human being expects that at least you meet up some basic requirements of a rational person. Talk well, speak well, understand well, think well. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed today's story. Now, we don't have professional pictures aside from the ones we eventually took at the hotel. Yes, I am grateful that my husband was able to still hold on a little longer and we're able to take those shots. But what if he didn't? Or what if, on the other hand, I threw away caution and I misbehaved? So these are part of the things that the will of God does not cover. Please, if you're listening to this video and you listen to this point, do us a favor and leave a like on this video and subscribe to this channel.